All right, our last lesson for this week is going to be on a special type of inequality. It is called a compound inequality. Basically, it's at least two inequalities separated by an and or. Okay, now with the or ones, they're stated like this. So you're going to have two separate problems which you are going to solve together. You're going to solve separately and put the answer together on the number line. Okay. So these are fairly simple ones. We're going to subtract 8. Let's just do one at a time, okay? So what do we have? We have 2m is less than negative 14. We're going to divide by 2. Okay. So m can be less than negative 7. Or, now let's go ahead and figure out this. So for this one, remember what we talked about when we have a fraction first? That's what we're trying to get rid of to get the variable by itself. So we're going to, well, let's get rid of the 4 first. Wouldn't that make sense? All right. Okay. Then we're going to get negative 1. Now we're going to multiply by 3, right? So m is greater than or equal to negative 3. So again, our answer, when we write these out, I'll just write it on the top here, is going to be m is less than negative 7 or, and that's very important, m could be greater than negative 3. So that is what our answer looks like verbally. Let's see what it looks like on the graph now, okay? So I'm going to start with the major numbers here, all right? So I don't know, let's say we have a negative 5 here, 6, so that would be negative 7. That's one of our key numbers. And that would be negative 3, right? Okay. All right, so let's start with this part. This says m is less than, so remember that gets a open circle, less than negative 7. So that would be going to our left, right? Or your problem could say m is what? Greater than or equal to, okay? Which is going to go this way. So basically every number in this problem is going to work except these right in the middle and that one, okay? So this is what a typical AND equation looks like. Or I'm sorry, an OR equation. An OR looks like this. Okay, now an AND one is going to look a little different, all right? So I am going to, again, let's just take these separately. Okay, so I have 3c is less than or equal to, I had to add 7, right? So 8 and 7 would be 15. Divide by 3, right? So c is going to be less than or equal to 5. And, again, very important, because it's going to look a little different. Now, on this problem, I'm going to get rid of the 3. Problems are easy, aren't they? Okay. Negative 4c is less than or equal to, okay, 11, negative 3 is 8. All right, guess what we're doing, guys? We're dividing by a negative. Don't forget. What do? We flip the sign, so C is going to be greater than or equal to negative 2. All right, now Let's see what that looks like on the graph. And I'm just going to put our numbers here. Let me move this down a little, can I? All right. All right, so if you look at this one, the main numbers are -2, right? And we're going to have 5. All right, so C has to be, well, let's start on this side. Let's start on 5. C is less than -5, and it is greater than or equal to -2. All right, less than -5. So that means I'm going to have an open circle. I'm sorry, I'm +5. However, we have to stop where? We're going to have to stop here because it says that it has to also be greater than -2. So this is what a typical end statement looks like when it's graphed. So that means any of the numbers that are in this area between -2 and 5 are going to be solutions to my problem. Okay? Now we got one more end statement to look like. Sometimes these compound ones, this is an end statement, but they'll have it in the middle. All right? So what we're going to do, if it's in the middle, okay, is we're going to just try to get the letter by itself. All right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that 4, I'm going to subtract it. And what I'll do is I'll subtract it on both sides of the equation. Okay? So again, what I'm going to try to do is release or get rid of get my variable by itself, right? So -12 and -4 is -16, right? And then 16 minus 4, what is that, 12? Okay. Now I'm going to divide by 4 on both sides, right? Okay. Cancels. Now I got my m, right? And that's going to be what? -16, that would be a -4. And this would be a 3. Now this basically is what the answer looks like, okay? As far as the written or verbal answer. And I always read these from the middle. Read it from the variable. So I'm going to put the important numbers. We got -4 and 3, right? Okay, so m has to be bigger. So let's start with the -4. It has to be bigger than -4, but less than 3, both open circles. So bigger than -4, less than 3. So your answer lies in the middle. Again, this is what a typical end problem looks like. So for instance, if I plugged a 0 in there, right? Well, 0 is in the middle, right? 0 is definitely greater than -4, and it's less than 3. Okay? So this is a third example of what we call a compound end statement. Okay?